Good morning. Thank you to our media partners and esteemed guests for joining us here today at the Community Safety Village in the town of Whitchurch-Stouffville. To my right, we'll be having a number of speakers. We have the Honorable Michael Kerzner, Solicitor General of Ontario, Chief Jim McSween of York Regional Police, York Region District School Board Director Bill Kober, York Catholic District School Board Director John DeFavre, and Superintendent Marie-France Crête, Conseil Scolaire Catholique Mont Navenir. I'd like to ask the Honorable Michael Kerzner to join me at the podium, please.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be back here with my friends from York Region. And I want to specifically say, Chief McSween, how great it is to be here right in this facility and to be joined by the Directors of Education. And Norma, it's nice to see you from the Police Service Board. Thank you for being here. This flagship police service is an exemplar of our province. And York Regional Police Service, make no mistake, is so important to the safety of our province. And for over 50 years, you've brought an unparalleled level of public safety, Chief, with relentless integrity. And it is driven by a simple principle, that nothing is more important than having a safe community we all can call home. Our government, led by Premier Ford, will always be persistent when it comes to our public safety and having the backs of everyone that are a part of it. And today is no different. Whether we're working with our local police service partners like YRP to fight auto theft, to combat violent home invasions, to get the illegal guns off our streets, and to put the repeat offenders behind bars where they belong, our government will work morning, noon, and night to prioritize our public safety. Ontarians, regardless of where they live, will always be able to count on us. And earlier this morning, I was pleased to meet with our newest class of recruits from YRP, who I just had the privilege of seeing last Wednesday in Elmer, Ontario, at the Ontario Police College, where they graduated in one of the largest classes, the basic constable training class ever assembled, a further commitment by this government to put more boots on the ground. And I might add, right here in York Region, they are an exceptional group of individuals who will make a difference in this community's life every day. And they bring with themselves on their journey their commitment, their courage, and their life's experiences, so incredibly valuable as they assume their new roles as the pillar and protector of our public safety. They have joined a story much larger than themselves. Public safety in our communities is a sacred trust, and I will tell you why. You see, everyone has an equal, inherent right to live safely in their own homes, to wake up their kids and loved ones, to see them off to school, to check in on our seniors, to go to work, to shop, and to pray safely, regardless of our faith, our heritage, or our culture, and regardless of where we came from or how we got here. Public safety is a shared responsibility, and anything we can do to create more awareness for communities and our youth has the potential to have lasting impacts. Earlier this summer, I was delighted to see for myself the success of this relationship, of the local youth and policing initiative, the YIPPY summer programs across Ontario. This program, thanks to YRP, is also offered here. The YIPPY program allows our kids to have a paid opportunity at a local police service and develop job skills while fostering positive partnerships with local police. And over time, we have seen many participants go on and become police officers themselves. And that's why I truly appreciate so much the collaboration of the York Region District School Board and the other school boards who have collectively put forward another positive solution that seeks to make their communities safer. I look forward to celebrating the good news of this local initiative. At this time, it is my privilege and honor to call on Chief Jim McSween for his remarks. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Miigwech.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our beautiful Community Safety Village. A special welcome and thanks to the Honorable Michael Kerzner, who you just heard from, our Solicitor General in Ontario, and Directors of Education, Bill Kober of the York Region District School Board and John DeFavre of the York Catholic District School Board. I also want to acknowledge and thank Superintendent Marie-France Crête, who is attending the signing ceremony for the Conseil Scolaire Catholique Mon Avenir. That's my best. We're very pleased to be here to announce the launch of the newly developed updated school police protocol in partnership with the York Region School Boards. This has been a thoughtful, collaborative process to ensure that we're working with our school partners and our community to support all families across York Region. While York Regional Police is proud to work with all community members of all ages and all stages of life to ensure knowledge of community safety, the intent of the new protocol is to provide support and meaningful engagement for students at both the elementary and secondary levels. Our strong partnership with the school boards has endured for decades and is a critical element to community safety. And this has allowed us to finalize the protocol to benefit students across all of York Region. The protocol we'll be signing here today outlines the ongoing commitment and roles and responsibilities around the safety of youth within our region. The protocol is based on a mandated provincial template that provides for a safe, inclusive, equitable school environment that supports learning and behavior development, including respect, responsibility, and civility. And for YRP, that includes age-appropriate safety information. In 2021, YRP and both boards took a pause from the police school programs. The pause was agreed on by all parties and considering the needs of our community. In collaboration with our community partners, together we decided to reassess the content and the impact of programs on our students. After ongoing consultation and engagement with all community stakeholders and taking into consideration the perspectives of our community members, we jointly decided now is the time to launch the new protocol. And we are very glad to be bringing new presentations back into our schools, which will be focused on personal and community safety. Presentation topics include community helpers, so young children understand and recognize the functions of all community and emergency services that support public safety. And we all know how important road safety is to the entire community. We hear it year after year. In fact, in 2024, we're seeing some alarming increases in fatalities on our roads. So far this year, 23 people have lost their lives on York Region roads. 6 were pedestrians and 4 victims were not wearing seatbelts. Distracted driving and speed contributed to over half of these fatalities. Last month alone, 7 youth in York Region were involved in a single vehicle collision that resulted in the tragic death of a 17-year-old victim. As a result of these alarming trends, 3 of our presentations will focus on road and traffic safety. The presentations are to provide an understanding of the basic rules of the road, including using sidewalks, crosswalks, signals, and signs. And for pedestrians, a focus on being seen, paying attention, and not being distracted. And bike safety, including ensuring riders are visible to drivers. At the secondary level, 2 of the 3 new presentations will focus on science, specifically physics and chemistry. As many of you are aware, and have heard many times, impaired driving is the leading criminal cause of death in our country. So it's imperative that we inform our secondary school students on the risks associated with impaired driving and the chemistry around the roadside screening devices and the field sobriety tests so that students understand how drugs and alcohol impact their system, making it dangerous to operate a motor vehicle. YRP will also demonstrate the physics of speed measuring and collision reconstruction. These presentations were developed to be interactive, to promote student-led discussions that will facilitate learning about the negative outcomes of excessive speed, stunt driving, dangerous driving, and impaired operation of vehicles. The last secondary presentation will cover pathways to a career in policing and the many career opportunities that exist for police officers, civilian police professionals, and volunteers. All school police presentations will be in a set format which will be consistent across each and every school and will be by invitation only. YRP will be invited to deliver one of the standardized presentations as guests of the school and at the discretion of the school administrator and administrators. Parents will be provided 2 weeks' notice and advised of the presentation topic. As the school year continues, we will continue to work with our partners at the school boards on evaluating this program to ensure we are meeting the needs of students, families, and the community. We're thrilled to launch the new protocol, and we're confident it achieves the goal of informing our students on how they can keep themselves and others safe. It is a shared responsibility. We'll continue to support our school boards as they have supported us. We look forward to the opportunity to once again connect with our youth directly. So on behalf of our entire organization, I continue to be very grateful for the strong ongoing partnership with our boards. Together, through programs like this, we continue to contribute to the overall safety and well-being of our communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief McSween. I would like to call up York Region District School Board Director Bill Colbert to the podium, please.
Good morning, everyone. What a fabulous day. Thank you to Solicitor General Kerzner for your comments and your presence here today, and Chief for your opening words. We are here to mark the signing of this incredibly important document. Thank you, Chief McSween, for hosting us here today, for your introduction, and for all of the information you've shared about the protocol. As introduced, I am Bill Colbert, the incredibly proud director of the York Region District School Board. I'm so pleased to be here today with our partners from York Regional Police, York Catholic School Board, and our French Public School Board and French Catholic School Boards. I am also thrilled to be joined here today by our Chair, Ron Lynn, Vice Chair, Pamela McCarthy, and Trustees Carolyn Butterworth and Trustee Ed Law. Thank you for being here with us today. I am also joined by a number of board staff and senior leaders in our system. Thank you for your attendance and support for being here. On behalf of our board and staff, it is my great honor to represent the York Region District School Board here today and sign the Police and School Board's protocol. This protocol speaks to the partnership that Chief mentioned. It speaks to the collaboration and commitment of our organizations have made not only to each other, but to our students, families, and communities. The protocol outlines each organization's responsibility in education and community safety. And if I may go off script a little bit, yesterday in our district, in our community, we had a tragedy in Georgina. And Chief, I want to say on behalf of our students, staff, community, the work that your members did in collaboration with our staff was absolutely incredible. This protocol speaks to that. Deputy McCloskey, in the height of the active investigation of what was going on, took a moment to give me a call. He had a lot more going on, but he reached out to me and said, Bill, what else do we need? And I said, Deputy, I've been informed from A to Z everything that's taking place, and at this moment, I can't thank you enough for what's going on. Deputy, thank you very much for the care and the call yesterday. This protocol speaks to that, and it speaks to the service and the safety of our students, staff, families, and community for our district. We greatly value the relationship we have with the York Regional Districts, with the York Regional Police, and our coterminous school board, the York Catholic, because we work so closely together. These partnerships help us to ensure that the safety and well-being of our students, families, staff, and our communities are addressed with confidence and clarity. We are also thankful to have the incredible collaboration with each group, as I spoke to about the example I shared yesterday. And this supports our families and communities well beyond the school bells. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our partner, John DeFavre from the York Catholic School Board. And thank you all for being here today. Thank you very much.
I know I put my glasses somewhere now, I just need a minute to find them.
John, we're partners, you want mine?
I got them, thanks very much, Bill. Well, good morning, everyone, and I want to extend my deep thanks to all of you for being here as part of this occasion this morning. I'd also like to start off this morning, I would like to recognize a true leader in our system, someone who's been dedicated to forwarding the work of the York Catholic District School Board for many years, Elizabeth Crow, who is the chair of the Board of Trustees for us. I'd also like to thank, although they're not able to be here, we had some very dedicated York Catholic District School Board staff who have been working diligently over a prolonged period of time together with York Regional Police as well as our partners at York District School Board around the development, review, and implementation of the protocol that we are here to sign this morning. They represented us very well, helping to ensure that we met not only the provincial requirement to have a police protocol, but also to ensure that this protocol will serve all of our community members. As a Catholic learning community, the York Catholic District School Board affirms that every student is a cherished child of God, deserving of dignity, safety, and the respect that they deserve in our schools every day that they come to us. Today, I am very proud to stand alongside our partners, with Bill, our colleagues at the French School Board, and particularly with the York Regional Police, as we embark on the signing and the implementation of the new joint protocol that strengthens our commitment to creating a safe and welcoming school environment. The Ministry of Education requires every school board to have protocols that manage police involvement in schools and to review those protocols regularly. We have heard, we've been listening, we've heard from our community members that reforms are needed to ensure the safety and well-being of not only our students, but also our staff and family members when there are serious incidents in schools that require the assistance of the police. And I believe that Bill's reference yesterday to the support of the police is a true indicator that that's exactly what we're working towards. It was a wonderful example of how we're moving forward. Today, all of us have agreed to an updated joint police protocol that promotes trauma-informed, anti-oppressive, and anti-racist approaches to community safety. The protocol is more than just a set of procedures. It represents a shared responsibility in ensuring that the rights and the well-being of all of our students, staff, and family are going to be adhered. Through joint training, we will provide a consistent approach to police involvement in schools that reflects the commitment to community safety and equity that our three organizations describe. In the new joint police protocol, as we've heard, there will be a well-laid-out process that must be followed by the police and the school staff when a police investigation is needed in a school. It will look at a triage approach to hate or bias-motivated incidences. It prescribes a list of alleged incidents that require a school to notify the police. It talks about information on investigations involving students with exceptionalities and an acknowledgement that mitigating factors should be considered and a very explicit list of what those mitigating factors are. Moving forward, as a school board at York Catholic, we will begin consultations with our community groups on allowing police officers to provide students with fact-based and age-appropriate presentations on safety topics. You've heard a list of what those are from our police chief. At York Catholic, we are going to engage our communities on the presentations, talk about how they will be delivered, and certainly reflecting on their constant feedback to us. Only through listening can we create trust. And I want to assure our community members that the York Catholic District School Board is committed to listening, and we will provide our students and families with more information on these presentations before we're ready to take our next step. Together with our partners at the York Regional Police and the York District School Board and our colleagues in the French Board, we are at the York Catholic District School Board are happy to sign this updated police protocol because this is an important step towards creating safe and welcoming schools for all of our children in the York region, regardless of what school board they happen to attend. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. We'll now open the floor to questions from the media, and we ask that the questions stay in line with why we're here today. If there are any questions beyond that scope, we can facilitate one-on-one interviews afterward.
Thank you for the question. So the short answer to that is no. We will not be in schools like we traditionally have been in our previous programs. People refer to the school resource program. This is not that. So we are not going to be in the schools, like I mentioned earlier on. We'll be invited in for presentations, and we'll deliver those presentations.
And also, we talked a lot lately about the gun violence, the people. Presentation looks great, but I feel like there's no presentation about like criminality here. So how will you address those issues, and can we expect that issue to be resolved with the presence in school?
Well, I mean, the presence in schools is in and of itself provides some visibility in our schools. So that should in and of itself, as we're there for presentations, provide some safety and security to the school itself while we're there. The reality is, you're quite right. Gun violence, carjackings, robberies, they're happening in our communities all over Ontario. We'll continue to address the programs that we're delivering, and where there's an opportunity in collaboration with our schools, our school boards, change those presentations, modify those presentations, and determine what the next step forward is. For now, this is what we've agreed on to deliver, but I would expect that there will be opportunities in the future for changes to that and to be added or taken away dependent on what's going on in our communities. What is good about these programs right now is that it's addressing some of the critical issues that are also happening out on our roads, in relation to impaired and all of the issues I talked about with road safety. Road safety is still a critical concern to the community as well, so that's why we've started there.
En français, si je peux peut-être avoir une réaction, madame, de nous expliquer, qu'est-ce que vous répondez aussi aux parents qui peuvent peut-être avoir des inquiétudes de voir qu'on renvoie des policiers dans des écoles. Est-ce que vous avez un mot pour ça?
Oui, bien comme chef. Bon matin, good morning. En français, je vais référer au commentaire de chef McSweeney qui nous a dit très clairement que les policiers seront invités pour des présentations. Le MEO a mis en place un protocole pour toutes les écoles et tous les conseils scolaires de la province, selon lequel, dès qu'on a des invités dans les écoles, peu importe qui ils sont, on doit aviser nos parents par écrit 14 jours à l'avance, et c'est ce qu'on fait au conseil scolaire Mon Avenir. On ne parle pas ici de présence policière, on parle ici vraiment d'inviter des invités dans nos écoles pour livrer des présentations. Alors voilà. Je vais réserver mes commentaires à ce que je vous ai déjà répondu. Merci.
So yes, the officers will be in uniform, in their traditional uniform as we are all situated here today. The important piece to understand about officers in schools is they are still sworn police officers in the province of Ontario, and at any given time may have to be called upon to deal with the situation. And so it's an expectation our officers are wearing all of their equipment at all times when they're out in the community, and that includes in the schools. Yeah, so we've worked with many community members since we took the pause about 4.5 years ago. We've continued to collaborate with other community members, our boards, and as you've heard from some of the other speakers, we've taken an anti-oppressive human rights approach to how we get back to the schools with all of these programs. And it's critically important that it's trauma-informed as well. So we've had that lens over the redevelopment over this program from the day we started this work. And it's taken us, we've been at this for the better part of almost 5 years to see if the opportunity was there. I do hear from members of the community that are still concerned, and all I can say is that's why we continue to monitor programs, reassess those programs. Are they meeting the objectives for the boards and for the police? In collaboration with all of us and the communities, and if so, you know, I'm asking for some trust here that we are going to do things differently. And, you know, as we continue to deliver these programs, I'm confident that that trust will be reestablished where it's broken, and where it still exists, we will just do things differently and make sure we land a program that meets the needs of all of our students, of all of the boards, and of the communities that we're serving here in York Region. Yeah, it'll be mainly our youth engagement officers that work in community services that are all trained to develop these, deliver these programs, but they deliver them in collaboration with some of the experts that you've mentioned around, you know, people that are experts in impaired driving and the impact of alcohol on alcohol and drugs on impairment and things like that. So, but it'll mainly be our community services officers who work directly with the schools when required in the past, right? So, different group, not school resource, but youth engagement officers, which is what we moved to as we stepped away from us being in the schools in the first place. Yeah, it's okay. Well, listen, we can't speak to all 20+ thousand in some communities and every community. We had a representation of many communities that we've engaged with on a number of different occasions. There has been communication, albeit I can, you know, we can't be everywhere and we can't communicate with everyone. Are there opportunities for us to fill those gaps? We're doing that as we speak by giving an opportunity to community members who are still concerned, the opportunity to see the presentations. We're here in the Safety Village a couple of weeks ago, and we delivered a lot of information to community members. There was over 200 people here. And I can tell you that we'll continue to do that and continue to do that. So again, so we can make sure they understand what the program is, and more importantly, what it is not. Yes, so as I mentioned in the remarks, the parents will be given 2 weeks' notice for any presentations, and if they so choose, and I'm not entirely sure how the board will be communicating, that will be for the directors to speak to, but there will be an opportunity for them to not have their children be part of that. That's part of it. That is part of that whole, the point that you've made about it triggering some, and we understand that, and we've heard loud and clear about that. So that's why it's trauma-informed, and we've had that anti-oppressive lens and human rights approach to this from day one, so we can make sure we get it right.
Madame Pratt, peut-être juste nous dire pourquoi avoir signé ce protocole-là? Pourquoi c'est important pour vous d'autoriser finalement?
En fait, merci encore pour la question. C'est important. Ce qui est important pour le Conseil scolaire catholique Mon Avenir, c'est de faire partie des relations avec les partenaires. Donc, dès qu'on peut avoir, nous, des partenariats solides, avec ici, dans ce cas-ci, la police régionale de York, c'est vraiment important parce qu'on compte sur nos partenaires. On dit, hein, ça prend un village pour élever un enfant, mais c'est ça. Donc, le focus n'est pas sur la présence des policiers dans les écoles. Le focus, c'est comment est-ce qu'on peut faire pour garder nos enfants en sécurité. Alors, ce partenariat est très important pour nous.
Well, I don't have we're signing it today, so the protocol will be in place after it is signed. As far as the presentations go, we're still working on the timeline of when we will start that. How it's going to be done, I would have to leave it to the directors, but I think safe to say, not in the not too distant future. No, it's absolutely completely different. So I was actually a staff sergeant when we were running these programs in the past, and I can tell you, our school resource officer program, we had one officer for every 3 high schools assigned to those high schools in the region. Under the youth education officers, which was a previous part of the program, we had 1 officer assigned to 35 or so elementary schools. We do not have officers assigned at this point to any schools, nor will they be in the schools for any other reason than an emergent situation or to deliver the presentation when requested. That's the reason we'll be there. So you will not see officers in the schools just walking the halls. That's completely different from what we've done before. Well, some of the presentations are going into elementary schools and some into the high schools. Just they vary, but there are, I think that we talked about 3 presentations or 3 presentations in the elementary schools, and I think there were 3 in the, trying to reference in my mind here the numbers, but yeah, there are presentations in both schools. And of course, from JK to grade 5, students that are part of the program come here to the Safety Village for all of those programs as well. It's non-existent. Yeah, it's done.
Thank you, everyone.